Boricua.
Welcome to another episode of Cathy Fernandez Spiritual Health. The power to change your life is within you. You just have to believe it. Join me. Our journey begins now. Has it ever happened to you that you awake in the morning with all the motivations to do lots of things, and halfway through the day, you feel like you haven't accomplished anything or haven't accomplished much? And what about when you look yourself at the mirror or in the mirror? You always see that you wanted to change something about yourself all the time, and you don't see that you are beautiful enough, no matter how much creams or makeup you use. And what about the wishes? Sometimes when we want something, we petition and petition and petition, and nothing gets fulfilled. Well, let me tell you that there is something that most likely you do every time, but with the right intention could help you resolve all your problems. Very easy. You have probably heard of rituals, right? Hi, I'm Cathy, and welcome to this episode of Spiritual Health. People have the wrong perception about what is a ritual. They associate it with dark energies, but it's not like that. The rituals, to me, they give you peace, beautify your life, and heals your soul. There is all kinds of rituals for love, for abundance, beauty, food, and etc. So let me tell you what happened to me about rituals. Let me tell you how I utilize rituals to go and to surpass a very hard time in my life. A while ago, I had a boyfriend. And this guy was like the perfect guy. I was really young, and he looks like a Ken from the Barbie. And everything was like anything new. Everything was perfect. And he gives me a lot of attention. So he said he wanted to pass time with me. So everything was literally perfect. But I noticed that little by little, he wanted me to change all the ways. Like he was molding me to be how he wanted me to be. And I felt like I was losing my identity. He made me feel, every time he got, like we argue, he made me feel low. Like, a lot of times you say things very bad when you're arguing or fight with somebody that you don't really mean it. But in this case, he will say it in the argument, and he will say it like very subtle in conversations. Like sometimes he will say, that I was old, and I was 2 years older than him, but I was really young. So in that time, I felt like I was really old, like an old lady, and I felt ugly. And on top of that, he made me feel like I was not worthy of anything. I was not paying attention of my talents and my creativity, because everything he would criticize. But it was at that moment, I didn't know that he was doing that to make himself feel better, because that's what people do. Sometimes they throw their garbage to you, in order for them to feel either bigger or better than you. And it's their own flaws that they are reflecting to you. And then when we don't know any better, like I didn't know any better, you take it as personal. And that's what happens. I took it as, mine. And that actually pushed me down and make me lose my power. So I distanced my family. I distanced my friends, because at the same time, he wanted it to kind of like cocoon me in a space. Like all I would do, it was for him. Anyway, but other days he would disappear, and I would not know where he was at all. And I couldn't leave my house or do anything, because he always wanted me to be kind of ready for when he's ready for me. So when he called me old lady, I didn't think, all I think it was that I was ugly and that I was getting, my life was done. So finally, one day I said, that's it. That's it, because I knew inside me that I was losing myself. So after 3 years, I got to my limit and I broke up with him. So obviously, I was really sad. I was depressed. I didn't even want to leave my house. Thank God, a friend of mine came to visit me, and I was telling her, finally I broke up with this guy, and I think I could, get my life back and get myself back. But I feel like I need a push. I need something that can help me break through this sadness. So my friend told me, listen, I heard of this spiritual retreat, that they work on a specific ritual that is called the Sacred Female Ritual. And I said, really? And what is it? And she goes, well, it works for everybody. It works for, for female, for male, for anybody that wants to do it. It's not specific for women. And it helps you regain your power. So I say, well, sure, regain my power. But let me do that because I need a push. And let me tell you, when I went on this place, and it was really powerful. We work on different things. We work on reconnecting with the ancestral energy. We work on beautifying our body and going deep inside and really reconnect to love. And that's what this energy does. It really nourishing you. It's an energy that activates unconditional love and help you gain back your self-esteem. So I really felt empowered and completely beautiful. I mean, my life, it changed. And I believe that I started believing in love again. I started socializing. I started going out, working on my creativity and so on. And finally, until today, I do these rituals very often. This was an example of a ritual that I did to myself to help me regain my power. But there's ritual for everything. There's ritual to find a job. There's ritual to connect with the energy of love. There's rituals for abundance and even rituals for the food that help you bless your food and use that energy to make it like medicine for your body, and you can use it in cooking to give that power to your family and in your house. So it's really powerful to use rituals to redirect the energy of what we wanted to accomplish here in life. Is easier. The rituals are actions that we do to invite the sacred into our lives. In the majority, like I said before, they not from the dark energy. Obviously, there's other people that manipulate energy and they can use it for, bad things. Let's do it like that. Let's say it like that. But to me, instead, they can help you change the quality of the energy of your environment. In the daily basis, you practice rituals either by habits or customs. And I bet you don't even know that you do it. Like the rituals of blowing your birthday candles. I mean, you put your 3 candles and you blow it. And if you think about it, you get this round cake and you put the 3 candles and you blow it. And obviously it's like the genie, the lamp make you, your 3 wishes. What are your 3 wishes? But this come from way before. They actually, the original ritual for the birthday comes from making the cake like round. It was a moon ritual where the cake represents the full moon and the 3 candles, the light that the moon reflects, and it represents, past, present, and future. There's other rituals like people do in a more religious or spiritual way, like the Shabbats. And the Shabbats, there's different community who can do different Shabbats, like the Jewish Shabbat or the Wicca Shabbat, which is a different kind, but they both Shabbat celebrations. And there's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, it's also a ritual that represents abundance. It's like, let's celebrate how much food we have. And when you do it with that intention instead of the commercial part, because now it's become very commercialized, and you just connect to the abundance lies, and you're calling up into that energy. The New Year has a lot of rituals that people do, things we do, from eating the grapes to walking around the block with your luggage. You take your luggage and you say, you know what, I want to travel a lot throughout the year. So people literally walk around the block to call that energy. And the weddings, celebrations of union. So all this is rituals that we actually know from generation. They were passed on to us. But there's other type of rituals that are more specific, like people who celebrate moon rituals, like the solstice, and they're becoming like really popular nowadays to call upon that energy of the solstice or the equinox to celebrate, and the full moon and new moon rituals. What about a flower bath to call the energy of love, or facials? They all rituals. So anyway, you can connect to, or you can do these actions, in a sacred way. Any action you do in a sacred way, it becomes a ritual. So just with the intention that you put into those actions, that what is make them a ritual. Well, one time, one of my clients came to me and he said, Cathy, I have lost my job. I am doing like Uber, like driving Uber, but I really wanted it to get a more steady job. I mean, he was not, minimizing that he was working for Uber. It's a great company, but he wanted it, something in his field, in what his talent, to put his talent to work. And he was applying to different companies and nothing was happening. So when we sat down to study and see what was going on, or what can we do in order for him to call this energy. So I told him, listen, what you need to do is to, instead of doing a ritual to call for a job, in this case, I think you should do a one for connecting or reconnecting to call the energy of creativity, because you are very creative and you're losing your talents. You need to go back to your talent in order for you to find a pathway to get a better job. So we did that. So we activating the energy of creativity to a ritual. And when he started working, his creativity started blooming. He started receiving all these insights, crazy, and the field opens. He opens actually the field to receive. And that's what happened. The ideas came to him. The ideas came to him. And not only that he's starting to be more creative in his work, but he got an idea about creating a business. He opened a business, a digital or, in an internet, a business about digital designer. And his company was blooming. Why? Because his energy was concentrating on his creativity. And what happened when he connected it to his talent? Obviously, everything bloomed. He was creating light. And that's what the ritual helped him to do. And now you will ask yourself, how do I make a successful ritual? Well, Let me tell you that to have a successful ritual, the first thing you need to do is to have a clear intention. When we don't have an intention that is clear enough to bring that energy, nothing is going to come, because it's going to like a smoke. It's going to go everywhere. It's not going to concentrate in one place. And we need the energy to concentrate, to funnel that energy with that intention. And that's what we're doing. We're reconnecting. We're bringing the energy down, using the intention, and it funnels to get to do what we wanted the energy to do, which is, whatever that is. So anyway, the second thing you need to do is to trust that the energy you're channeling is in the ritual is going to work. If you don't think it's going to work, if you don't have faith in it, then don't do it, because it's not going to work either. So it is very important that after having that clear intention, to trust. I know for sure that this ritual is going to work. It's like having that certainty that you're calling the right energy. So, and always you have to reinforce. Reinforcing means is always going back to your intention, always revisiting that the intention and the ritual itself. So what is it that I need to do? Have you light any candles? You need to relight candles. Maybe I need to rewrite or read what I wrote in order for me to have it in the clarity, and that way having it in the present moment. So that's reinforcing your ritual. So and lastly, you have to begin with something easy, because you're not going to start doing this action or elaborating a complicated ritual when you don't know how to do it, first of all. And second one, what we need to do is to funnel the energy to come through. And if you don't know how to do it, your energy is going to be all over the place. So obviously the ritual is not going to work. So it is the main thing is to begin with something easy. And remember that your rituals can be daily. You can use your habitual patterns to become rituals, from brushing your teeth, from drinking your coffee or tea, from eating good food, from nourishing your body, from doing, beautifying your skin. Anything can become and be a daily ritual in your routine. The rituals open doors to the spiritual world. And the magic happens when you trust yourself, trust your intuition, and your connection. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. And until next time, and don't forget, awaken your magic.
Agua.